working with the private sector for many years. This partnership around this pavilion goes back 5 or 6 years with the National Business Initiative, and I'm happy to say that this year is the biggest participation we've had by a business delegation. And what you can see all around me is actors from all over the world showing off the contribution that they are making.
COP is very important because, as you are aware, it's where governments and NGOs come together with obviously the participation of the private sector. So the COP is very influential and very important, and that's why we are very much supporters of the COP and the role that we are playing, and we are very happy that we have been invited by the South African government through the partnership with the NBI, which we are members of, to participate in this very important and significant event and process.
Time that government and the NBI have jointly run a pavilion. I would say not only is it the biggest, but it's been the best pavilion. We've had the biggest, firstly we've had a fabulous set of sponsors from across South African business. We have had a large number of chief executives and senior business leaders at the pavilion. And we've been able to put on a program of events that has really brought in a very wide and diverse audience. And I've been very glad that it hasn't only showcased business and government activities, but we've brought in labor, civil society, young people, our scientific community.
The pavilion is very important for South Africa to represent itself. We are one of the global leaders in the Just Energy Transition Initiative, and I think representing ourselves is very important also to demonstrate our flagship projects, Komati in particular, and then also to get the attention of lenders and prospective lenders. We need a lot of money, so there's a clear business case to have a pavilion for South Africa here at COP. The design of the pavilion is really clean and fresh. It's open, it's inviting, and we've seen a lot of people wander in, participate in discussions, and then becoming more and more interested in hanging around and really making use of the facility and of the opportunity.
For a start, I want to say that it's so important for South Africa to have a presence at COP, not only because we have a story to tell, which has become quite a globally appropriate and relevant story, to really build the consensus amongst our own stakeholders so that when we go back home we can deepen the conversation, get better unity and get better clarity of purpose about what our climate response looks like.
The South African Pavilion, hosted particularly by the National Business Initiative, of which I'm the chair, is important because it's a meeting place for the South African delegation at COP. So I think it's very important as a meeting place, it's very important as a center of knowledge about what's happening in South Africa.
South African Pavilion is the most exciting pavilion, I think, in the whole of the place. And we as the African Climate Foundation are very happy to be a sponsor for the pavilion. And I think that lots of people, you can see, come here, they find a seat, they listen to the talks, and they meet friendly South Africans. So the true South African spirit at the COP is at the pavilion.
At COP27, the South African Pavilion is the place to hang out. There's always a buzz, there's lots of people coming and going, and it's a very clever combination of meeting space, and there's a full program of meetings going on all the time, really excellent meeting. So it's sort of, it's got just the right combination of different spaces that makes it a place to connect and have conversations.
Most about the pavilion is the content. I think there was thorough consideration on putting together the topics that are being discussed here at the pavilion. I think that the topics tell the South African story. They tell exactly where we are as a country in terms of the transition and what we still need to do.
Pavilion is very important, not only for us as South African businesses and other critical stakeholders, but it actually brings other global players. Our contribution to global efforts of dealing with climate change are sort of made easier by the fact that as a collective we meet to discuss these critical issues that also talk to sustainable livelihoods.
It's really been a privilege to be at the SA Pavilion. It provides such a fantastic spot to meet up with other South Africans, to share ideas, to really collaborate. It's been a home away from home, but in the spirit of action and the implementation COP, it's already been fantastic in terms of discussing what that action could look like, having an opportunity to share ideas which we don't really get to in the normal day-to-day work. So the pavilion has been a fantastic opportunity for that.